What if I told you that the most broken ability in Jujutsu Kaisen isn't Gojo's Infinity, isn't Sukuna's Cleave and Dismantle, but actually belongs to a Shikigami that can theoretically become stronger than both of them combined? Today we're diving deep into the most comprehensive ranking of every Shikigami in Jujutsu Kaisen. From the adorable moondregs that couldn't even scratch Yuji, to the reality-breaking monsters that made even the King of Curses sweat bullets. We're talking about 16 different Shikigami, their hidden abilities that even hardcore manga readers missed, and the shocking truth about why Gege Akutami designed them to be the real endgame of the series. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why Shikigami users might actually be the most terrifying sorcerers in the entire JJK universe. And trust me, number 1 on this list will blow your mind. Before we jump into the rankings, let's talk about what makes Shikigami so absolutely fascinating in Gege's world. Unlike other anime where summoned creatures are just, well, summoned creatures, JJK's Shikigami represent something much deeper. They're manifestations of a sorcerer's very soul, their cursed energy given form and purpose. Think about it this way. When Megumi summons his divine dogs, he's not just calling forth 2 random wolves. He's projecting his own personality, his strategic mind, his very essence into these shadow creatures. That's why each Shikigami user's summons feel so personal, so unique to their fighting style. But here's where it gets really interesting. Gege didn't just create these abilities for cool factor, there's a deeper philosophy at play. The Ten Shadows technique, for example, is rooted in actual Buddhist and Shinto concepts of duality, balance, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Each of Megumi's 10 potential Shikigami represents a different aspect of this cosmic balance. And with the manga now concluded and rumors swirling about potential anime continuations, understanding these creatures becomes crucial because, and this is pure speculation based on Gege's recent interviews, Shikigami might play an even bigger role in any future JJK content. For this ranking, I'm using a comprehensive scoring system: raw power, destructive capability, utility, versatility in different situations, and series impact, how much they change the story. Each category gets a 1 to 10 score. Tier 4, the underperformers. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up to the gods. 16, the assassin's Shikigami. Honestly, calling this thing a Shikigami is generous. This unnamed creature appeared for exactly 3 panels before Geto obliterated it during the hidden inventory arc. We know literally nothing about its abilities except that it existed briefly and then didn't. Score: power 1 out of 10, utility 1 out of 10, impact 1/10 equals 1.0 over 10. 15. Dhruv Laktawalla's orbital Shikigami. Here's what we know about Dhruv's Shikigami. They orbit around him for protection, they scared off Kururushi, which is actually impressive, and that's it. Yuta killed Dhruv off-screen, so we never got to see what these things could actually do. The fact that they intimidated a cockroach curse that had survived for centuries suggests they packed some serious defensive power, but without concrete feats, I can't rank them higher. Score: power 4 out of 10, utility 5 out of 10, impact 2/10 equals 3.7/10. 14. Moondregs. Now we're getting to Shikigami that actually die-ID something. Junpei's jellyfish is honestly kind of adorable. It makes these cute purring sounds and has this ethereal, glowing design that's genuinely beautiful. But in terms of combat effectiveness, yikes. Its poison is legitimately deadly if you're a regular human. Against anyone with cursed energy? Completely useless. We saw this firsthand when it couldn't even scratch Yuji, and that's before he really understood how to use cursed energy properly. The defensive capabilities are decent. It cushioned Junpei's fall from a multi-story building and absorbed several of Yuji's punches. But as an offensive tool, it's basically a glowing punching bag. Score: power 3 out of 10, utility 5 out of 10, impact 4/10 equals 4.0/10. What makes Moondregs tragic isn't its weakness, it's the wasted potential. Junpei had such a unique, beautiful technique, and we barely got to see it in action before. Well, you know what happened. Sometimes I wonder if Gege designed it to be weak on purpose to highlight the tragedy of Junpei's story. Tier 3, the utility players. 13. Rabbit Escape. Don't let the cute appearance fool you. Rabbit Escape is actually a genius technique. Megumi can summon an literally infinite number of rabbits because each individual rabbit requires almost no cursed energy. They can't be killed faster than they multiply, making them the ultimate distraction tool. Against Reggie's Star, we saw how effective this could be. Suddenly the battlefield is chaos, sightlines are blocked, and the enemy can't focus on the real threat, Megumi himself. But here's the kicker. In skilled hands, this technique could be absolutely broken. Imagine using the rabbits as disposable scouts, sending them to trigger traps, or even just overwhelming an opponent through pure numbers. The tactical applications are endless. Score: Power 2 out of 10. Utility 8 out of 10. Impact 6/10 equals 5.3/10. 12. Great Serpent. The Great Serpent represents pure, simple effectiveness. It's massive, it's fast, and when it wraps around you, you're not going anywhere. We saw it briefly against Toji, where it actually managed to restrain one of the most agile fighters in the series, even if only for a moment. The tragedy is that Sukuna destroyed it almost immediately after taking over Megumi's body, so we never got to see its full potential. Score: Power 6 out of 10. Utility 6 out of 10. Impact 4, tenths equals 5.3/10. 11. Judgment. Now this is where Shikigami get interesting. Judgment isn't a combat Shikigami in the traditional sense, it's a reality warping judge that can literally confiscate cursed techniques based on legal proceedings. Think about how broken this is conceptually. Judgment doesn't care about your power level, your special grade status, or your 1,000 years of experience. If it finds you guilty, it can take away the very thing that makes you dangerous. We saw this with Yuji. Suddenly, the vessel of the King of Curses was reduced to basic physical combat. The Executioner's Sword is the death sentence, literally, one clean hit and you're done, regardless of durability or defenses. Score: Power 9 out of 10. Utility 7 out of 10. Impact 7/10 equals 7.7/10. The only reason Judgment isn't ranked higher is its limitations. It requires Higuruma to actually win the legal debate, and against someone like Sukuna who's had 1,000 years to perfect his arguments. Well, we saw how that went. Tier 2, the heavy hitters. 10. Dagon's Death Swarm. When Dagon opened his domain, even special grade sorcerers like Nanami and Maki were getting torn apart by these fish. That should tell you everything you need to know about their power level. The Death Swarm operates on a simple principle: overwhelming numbers with guaranteed hits. In Dagon's domain, these fish become invisible and attack with sure hit precision. We watch them literally eat through Nanami's body, and these are fish that can range from tiny nibbles to massive, shark-sized devastation. Score: Power 8 out of 10. Utility 6 out of 10. Impact 7/10 equals 7.0/10. 9. Toad. Don't sleep on the Toad. This might be the most underrated Shikigami in Megumi's arsenal. That tongue has insane range and versatility. It can grab enemies, rescue allies, or even store people inside the Toad's mouth for protection. But the real magic happens with combination attacks. Toad plus Nue creates the Wells Unknown Abyss, flying toads that become nearly indestructible in their hybrid form. This shows us the true potential of the Ten Shadows technique. It's not about individual Shikigami, it's about how they work together. Score: Power 5 out of 10. Utility 9 out of 10. Impact 6/10 equals 6.7/10. 8. Nue. Nue is Megumi's aerial superiority fighter. Those lightning attacks can paralyze opponents, and its mobility gives Megumi options he wouldn't have otherwise. But under Sukuna's control, Nue becomes a completely different beast. We're talking lightning storms, massive size increases, and the ability to carry multiple passengers while maintaining combat effectiveness. This shows us what Shikigami can become when wielded by someone who truly understands cursed energy. Score: Power 7 out of 10, Utility 8 out of 10, Impact 6, tenths equals 7 tenths. Number 7. Max Elephant. Max Elephant is environmental control incarnate. Those water blasts have enough pressure to send opponents through walls, and the sheer volume can flood entire areas. But here's what's really clever about this Shikigami. Sukuna showed us that you can summon just the water without the elephant body. Imagine the tactical applications. Instant water barriers, pressure attacks, combining with Nu's electricity for devastating combo attacks. Score: Power 7 out of 10, Utility 8 out of 10, Impact 6, tenths equals 7 tenths. Number 6. Divine Dogs, including Totality. The Divine Dogs are Megumi's starting point, but they're far from basic. The white dog tracks cursed energy while the black dog handles regular sense, making them perfect reconnaissance tools. But their true power emerges through tragedy. When the white dog died against the finger bearer, something beautiful and horrible happened. The survivor absorbed its partner's abilities, becoming Divine Dog, Totality. This hulking monster could trade blows with special grade curses like Hanami. But here's the deeper meaning. Totality represents the core philosophy of the Ten Shadows technique. Through loss and sacrifice, power grows. It's a metaphor for Megumi's entire character arc, how trauma and loss shape us into something stronger, but fundamentally changed. Score: Power 8 out of 10, Utility 8 out of 10, Impact 8 tenths equals 8.0 tenths. Sakanagr 5, Round Deer. In a series where reversed cursed technique is incredibly rare and valuable, Round Deer is a game changer. This isn't just healing, it's curse neutralization, energy restoration, and battlefield sustainability all rolled into one elegant package. We saw it cleanse Yuta of the liquid metal curse, and its regenerative abilities make it the perfect support for extended battles. In teamfights, Round Deer could theoretically keep an entire group combat ready indefinitely. Score: Power 6 out of 10, Utility 10 out of 10, Impact 8 tenths equals 8.0 tenths. Tier 1, the Absolute Monsters. Number 4, Piercing Ox. Here's a Shikigami that embodies pure, unstoppable force. Piercing Ox gains exponential power and speed with distance, turning physics into a weapon. We saw it damage Yuta's reinforced defenses, and that's saying something. The beauty of Piercing Ox isn't just its raw power, it's the psychological warfare. Opponents have to choose, either stop it before it builds momentum or try to survive an impact that grows stronger every second. There's no middle ground. Under Sukuna's control, we saw partial summoning techniques that extended its range without exposing the full body to counterattack. This tactical flexibility makes it incredibly dangerous in the right hands. Score: Power 9 out of 10, Utility 7 out of 10. Impact 7 tenths equals 7.7 tenths. 3. Agito. This is where Sukuna showed us something that changed everything we thought we knew about Shikigami. Agito isn't just a summon, it's a fusion of Nue, Round Deer, Great Serpent, and the mysterious Morning Tiger into something entirely new. Think about what this represents. Agito has Nue's mobility and lightning, Round Deer's healing and neutralization, Great Serpent's binding power, and whatever Morning Tiger contributes. It's a perfect combat organism designed by the King of Curses himself. The fact that it could tank attacks from both Yuji and Maki simultaneously shows just how broken fusion Shikigami can be. This opens up terrifying possibilities. What if someone fused all 10 shadows? What would that even look like? Score: Power 9 out of 10, Utility 9 out of 10, Impact 9 tenths equals 9.0 tenths. Number 2. Garuda. Yuki's Garuda breaks my brain every time I think about it. This isn't just a rope, it's a weapon that can ignore fundamental concepts like size and distance by manipulating mass to infinite degrees. We saw it one-shot cursed spirits as a dense ball, restrain Kenjaku despite his experience and power, and function as a devastating whip. But the really scary part? The mass manipulation is so extreme that it can theoretically ignore any physical limitation. The only thing holding Garuda back is that it drains Yuki's energy to maintain, but in terms of pure conceptual power, this thing is operating on a level that most sorcerers can't even comprehend. Score: Power 10 out of 10, Utility 8 out of 10, Impact 8 tenths equals 8.7 tenths. Number 1. The Ultimate Shikigami. Mahoraga, the Divine General of Adaptation. There's a reason why Sukuna, the undisputed King of Curses, called Mahoraga troublesome. This isn't just a powerful Shikigami, it's evolution itself given form. Let me break down what makes Mahoraga absolutely terrifying. The adaptation wheel. Every time Mahoraga is hit by an attack, its wheel turns. After enough rotations, it doesn't just resist that attack, it becomes completely immune and develops a counter-strategy. The Sword of Extermination. This weapon channels positive energy, making it an instant death sentence for cursed spirits. But here's what most people miss. It can harm anything that relies on cursed energy for defense or regeneration. Continuous evolution. Mahoraga doesn't just adapt to survive, it creates entirely new techniques based on what it learns. The world slash that finally cut through Gojo's infinity? That was Mahoraga's invention. Hidden potential. The wheel doesn't just turn for physical attacks, it's constantly analyzing and evolving against any phenomenon it encounters. What if Mahoraga adapted to concepts like time, gravity, or even existence itself? The implications are universe-breaking. Score: Power 10 out of 10, Utility 10 out of 10, Impact 10 tenths equals 10.0 tenths. The only reason Mahoraga isn't ruling the world is that it's essentially untamable. So there you have it, every Shikigami in Jujutsu Kaisen, ranked from weakest to strongest. But here's the real takeaway. Shikigami represent something deeper than just combat tools. They're reflections of human potential, the idea that our inner strength can take physical form and change the world around us. Final rankings. First, Mahoraga, 10.0 out of 10, the Evolution God. Second, Garuda, 8.7 out of 10, Mass Manipulation Master. 3. Ajito, 9.0 out of 10, Perfect Fusion Beast. 4. Piercing Ox, 7.7 out of 10, Unstoppable Force. Fifth Round Deer, 8.0 out of 10, Ultimate Support. 6. Divine Dogs, Graba, Totality, 8.0 out of 10, Growth Through Loss. Seventh Judgment, 7.7 out of 10, Reality Warping Judge. 8. Max Elephant, 7.0 out of 10, Environmental Control. 9. New, 7.0 out of 10, Aerial Superiority. 10. Death Swarm, 7.0 out of 10, Overwhelming Numbers. Looking ahead with potential new JJK content on the horizon, I think Shikigami will become even more important. Gege has barely scratched the surface of what these creatures can do, and the fusion techniques we saw with Ajito suggest there are combinations we haven't even imagined yet. What's your ranking? Do you think adaptation beats infinite energy? Could Rika actually defeat Mahoraga in the right circumstances? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one and love debating JJK theory with you guys. If this deep dive changed how you think about Shikigami, smash that like button, subscribe for more JJK content, and ring the notification bell because I've got some insane theories about potential sequel content that you're not going to want to miss. Until next time, keep your cursed energy flowing.